What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers. I want to break down what's going on with the overall market moving forward as we have important data coming out for tomorrow. Some big headlines involving Tesla as we're seeing a lot of these analysts turning very, very bullish ahead of the deliveries reports. And also, I'm going to talk about what's happening with Tesla stock as we're seeing this thing continuing to break out and we're approaching this resistance that we have right over here. But before I begin down most information, before I talk about how Tesla's looking, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks, and the offer ends in just 4 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, for Tesla, we got a nice double bottom like structure. We're continuing to break out. We're going to be looking at this high right here around this 199 to 200 area, which Tesla could be reaching very, very soon. 200 is a very, very nice target. It's still looking very bullish as we're getting a nice breakout. But this is happening ahead of some very, very bullish ratings that came out from analysts, not to mention the fact that we also have deliveries coming out next week. So it's going to be very important. Tesla is once again rallying and it's now above a buy point on Wednesday as Stifel basically initiated coverage of the EV giant with a buy rating and a $265 price target. So it's actually very bullish news for Tesla. They're also saying this amidst the fact that we have deliveries coming out for next week. And they also mentioned that the belief of the revamped Model 3 in the upcoming Model Y refresh could bolster more sales. And they also believe that Tesla is well positioned for multi year growth in 2025 to 2027. They also mentioned that the robotaxi autonomous driving efforts have great potential to significantly increase sales and possible licensing agreements. So, very, very awesome stuff about that. They note that there was some news about the Cybertruck getting the little recall, but it's not really enough to really stop their overall projections. So it's actually very, very bullish. Please note that as of right now, reports are saying that Tesla should be reporting its Q2 deliveries early on July 2nd. So within the next couple of days, we're going to get very close to that. It's going to be likely on a weekday next week because Sunday is going to be June 30th. So by Monday or Tuesday, the numbers should be coming out. Most likely on Tuesday, July 2nd. And on top of this, different analysts have very different projections. I'll talk more about that later on. There's also some news coming out involving the Bay Area. The Bay Area district is ordering Tesla to correct air quality violations. This has been going on for quite some time, though. They're saying that Tesla must correct frequent and reoccurring air quality violations at its Fremont factory under an order announced on Tuesday from the Bay Area Quality Management District's independent enforcement arm. So, something worth noting, this also is going to likely go into the courts. So, we'll see what Tesla ends up doing about this, with the district once again possibly litigating and such. So, we'll see what happens as Tesla's going to likely try to come up with a settlement and some improvements. So, we'll see. Besides that, now let's just focus on the charts. Tesla is looking very, very bullish, breaking out very nicely. We do have a nice potential to break all the way up towards this 199 to 200 air. This is where the previous high was up here. And it just notes that for support, okay, our support, we actually have 195 as a key level. So we'll just have to see how Tesla reacts there. When I zoom out all the way on the chart like this, you guys can see quite clearly we have a nice inverse head and shoulders, and I see the target all the way up to the 200s likely coming. So it's looking very bullish with this nice breakout, and we are continuing to break resistance. So I'm going to be watching resistance basically around this 196.5 area. That's going to be a very, very important level right here. Breaking through this opens the doors for, we could go straight up to about 199 if we break that, and then 200. For support, if we end up getting rejection, I'll be looking at 195, then eventually 194, the entire range, 191.69 as the next support below that, followed by the 188s. Overall, Tesla's breaking out, looking more bullish, and it's favoring getting very close to the 200 area. Once again, looking very, very strong. For SPY is kind of in the middle right now. I do want to call out the possibility of a slanted head and shoulders, but I want to warn everyone that we have some important data for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we have initial jobless claims and some GDP numbers coming out. GDP prices will be very important. And then for Friday, we also have PCE data. So all of this may affect the market to some extent. We'll see if this causes the market to dip or even get a bounce. So be very, very careful and mindful of that. I do see a slanted head and shoulders as a strong possibility. There's no sign of it playing out yet, but we'll see if this ends up leading to a dip on SPY. Overall, it's just very choppy. Like I said in my earlier video, it's just kind of stuck in the 544s. It's been stuck between 543 and 545 throughout the entire day, mainly at 544, just trading back and forth. So it's going to likely continue to do that for today. But look for the big reaction going into tomorrow and beyond. Nvidia is rejecting right over here off this key resistance around this 130 area, but we're trying to base around very close to 124 around that zone. If we lose that support, I'll be looking at 120. 0.7, which is where we have this imbalance. If we bounce off this, we'll be looking at resistance around 126. Overall, there is a risk of this dipping lower, so we'll just have to give it some time. For Bitcoin's also getting a bit of a rejection off our 20 EMA. That's the 62,000 area. We're kind of falling right here. We have an imbalance to fill around 60,260. I think there's a good chance this might dip a little bit lower, so I'm seeing some signs of a rejection being very, very probable. For the QQQ, we have an inverted cup and handle like structure that could be developing. However, there's no sign of us losing 479 yet. If we lose this tomorrow, then I'll be looking for a move back down to 476 and to 475. And if we hold above this, we could try to rebound and push back up towards 482, then 484. So I'm going to be watching 479 as a key level. We'll see if we close above or below this. And also don't forget that the GDP numbers will affect this. This structure looks a little bit more bearish, but just to be safe, I'm going to be very patient with this. For Apple's also kind of in the middle right now. We did push up towards the resistance at 215, and now we're just shuffling again back over here around 212. So it's been stuck between this area. If we lose 212, I'll be looking for 210. So give this some time. Otherwise, we're just going back and forth and back and forth. So be patient with this. Let me just go over a couple more before I conclude this video. We have Coinbase, which is what kind of like rejecting right here. I'll be looking at support all the way down here towards 212. And if that fails, this will be dipping down towards 208. We have Amazon looking more bullish, breaking above 191. We broke this resistance. Now we're going to be looking at 195 as the next resistance level. If we reject and end up losing 193, I'll be looking for a retest of 191. Otherwise, it's looking more bullish and could be heading for 195. So it looks like it wants to go up to 195. If we get a rejection there, look for a retest of 193, then 191. Otherwise, we're still bullish and it could push up for 195 all over again. Meta pushed all the way up above 510. We have resistance at 515. We're likely going to shuffle up here for some time. Meta is once again not Meta. Microsoft is pushing up nicely. We got a nice push up to about 453. Now we're coming back down. It is possible we retest 450 before we try to bounce again. So watch for that on Microsoft. Google is just shuffling over here. I did say this in my morning video. They're going to likely shuffle around this 185 area. That's what's been going on. And there's not much else changing from here. GameStop is still showing weakness, still continuing to shuffle. We haven't broken past 25.76 yet. And AMC, on the other hand, is still kind of flat, but it has potential to break out higher if we break past 4.75. So I'll just have to give this some time. But with that being said, guys, the market is still kind of shuffling a bit. We're waiting for some big data, whereas Tesla is building a lot of strength, trying to break out. And this thing could be approaching that 200 target very soon. And then also other analysts are saying Tesla could go all the way up towards 265. And we're just getting started with the rally. So either way, it's bullish. It's pushing up very nicely. And there's so much more potential for the stock, in my personal opinion, for the near term. With that being said, thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys in a few hours, and peace out.